How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little bit of a funky farmhousey hill farmsteadiness in the form of Hill Farmstead's Civil Disobedience. This is batch 21. This beer is, let's see, a bit over 2 years old. Let's put it this way. It's the beginning of February 2019. This was bottled 2016 in November. So, yeah. I've never had this before. This comes courtesy of me winning my fantasy football league. I've been out and about. It was a really weird day for me. I had a crazy road rage incident. Not me. Some dude flipped out on me crazy, like some hammered drunk guy. And then I, like, literally touched the tail of a deer driving home from being out and about today. So, just frustrated to all hell. So I wanted to crack something a little bit nice. Hopefully this fits the bill. Civil Disobedience, age in wine barrels. Government warning stuff. Like I said, batch 21, bottle 2016. And they talk about civil disobedience as kind of like a blend of a bunch of different beers. I actually looked it up. I believe there's, what do they have going on over here? There's Anna, Labyrinth 4, a melange of Leaves of Grass. There's a whole bunch of beers going on in this sucker, so I'm kind of excited to dive into it. Typical civil disobedience labeling. That's what Hill Farmstead does. Let's see what she's got. Come on. Oh, god damn. That did not want to be open. Jesus Christ. Pour in this little Hill Farmstead kind of wine-like glass. My buddy Keith got me last time he was up at Hill Farmstead. Don't pour too much in there, dum-dum. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get a nose on her. What do we have? We have a dirty glass mafia thing going on, even though I cleaned the living shit out of the glass beforehand. You know, soft, rich, kind of a little bit darker than what you'd expect from your typical kind of saison farmhouse ale. Kind of pushing a little bit more amber kind of color as opposed to that straw yellow color. Beautiful stone white kind of head on it. A nice kind of softness to the edges. A little bit of kind of neurotic, straggly bubbles floating around in the top of that head, and a very soft carbonation and a soft kind of particulate haze. So she definitely looks the part of something something funky. Yeah. Let's see if we can get a nose on this sucker. Yeah, it's wood. It's wine. It's a soft, saison-y funkiness. Nothing too crazy, but it smells nice. It smells bright. It smells rich. It smells a little bit rounded, too. Yeah, there's a nice... I mean, a lot of these Hill Farmstead beers, for me, all come off very wine-like. Even if they're not put into kind of wine barrels, this one is a little bit more kind of... even more towards that wine direction. Yeah, there's a nice sweetness to it. There's a soft kind of everything's soft. Everything's rounded. I mean, you're talking about having all these kind of previous beers blended together and then bottle conditioned for an additional 10 months. That's going to add a bunch of roundness to the beer in general. But I mean, this is the worst fucking definition of beer in the history of mankind, or notes or explanation of beer, or whatever you want to call it. It smells like Hill Farmstead. It's like putting the word you're trying to define in a definition if you're doing a spelling bee, but it just smells like Hill Farmstead. I know that's kind of like a little bit too kind of, okay, no shit Sherlock, but that's what it smells like. Big wine notes, white, bright grapiness, soft oakiness, not too vanilla forward, but it's there. Soft underlying funkiness that is definitely more kind of naturally inoculated as opposed to pitched, or as opposed to super funky, or should I say super acidic. I should say it's definitely funky, and just smells rounded, soft, sanded on the edges. Let's dive in. Cheers. Okay, that is bright. Way more bright than I thought it would be. There's an aggressiveness to it in a positive way. Yeah, and there's a big bittering component to it that I did not expect based off the nose. Wow, that's very, very aggressive, a very big very large, especially going into these beers and kind of knowing what's in them as far as blends go, and then actually kind of getting a nose on it. You kind of get a little bit of, okay, this is probably where this beer is going to go. This one kind of steers into left field for me in a very exciting, very positive way. You're hit with this tartness. It's just south of sour in the taste. Once you actually get into it, it's very wine-like. Big, huge, robust. It's not necessarily just white wine grape. It's kind of getting a little bit erring towards red, but staying white. So there's a little bit of kind of more richness to it. There's a ton of oak in here. A big, huge pile of oak that's giving off a decent amount of vanilla, but not too big. It's mostly just those oak tannins. That one is a flavor component, but two, also super drying. And there's a bittering thing in there. I assume that's got to be hops. The weird part is it's this really aggressive, really tannic, really tea-like kind of hoppiness that doesn't taste or smell, well, don't really get it in the smell, but doesn't taste like Ghost of Hops Past. It tastes, I don't know, even like, I guess you could say it's more kind of aged hops, but as in aged outside of the beer hops. You know, not like the beer is kind of older, so the hops have dropped out. More of kind of your funky, old, musty, kind of lambic style, Sen Valley style hops, but way more aggressive than what you're typically used to. This is a fun beer. Is it blowing me away? Is it one of the best beers I've ever had in my life? One of all those things going on. Knee jerk, no. But it's really piquing my interest. It's really got me trying to kind of churn through it and kind of pick out all the different flavors that's going on in it. And that in and of itself makes it fucking really fun. Yeah, it's all the unripened fruit. It's all the pits. It's all those, leaves of grass, that kind of grain, kind of old aged hop thing going on. I like it. It's fun. It's interesting. It's unique. I don't think it's high in ABV. I don't think there's an ABV listed for this online, but if I was going to kind of guess at the ABV, I think, no, actually, you know what? I'd probably put it maybe around 8%. I mean, when you talk about the beers that are inside of it, I'm sure if you did the research, you'd kind of get an idea where the ABV would lie. I'm assuming right around 8%. So I dig it. I like it. It's quintessential Hill Farmstead. When I actually talked about the beer and I'm like, okay, this tastes like Hill Farmstead, pretty much everything I said was Hill Farmstead. So it smells, it tastes, it comes off as Hill Farmstead. But the best part about that is it drank completely different than I thought it was going to be, based off preconceived notion and also the nose. That's kind of Hill Farmstead too. So yeah, really well done. Really well, I want to say well executed, but I mean, it's a blend, and two, who knows what they're shooting for. All I know is it's definitely got me excited. My nipple's a little bit hard, and it's fun to drink. I can't wait to actually sit and kind of chew through this beer over the next hour or two and see what kind of happens with it. It's one of the bummers, actually, that I don't do here. I just don't have the time to really sit and come back and revisit the beer after sitting with it for a bit, but this is one of the ones I would love to do that with. Anyway, let's cut to the chase. Is it one of the better barrel-aged, we want to go wild? Funk. Barrel-aged funk I've had. Definitely worthy of being in the conversation. I don't think it's going to be at the top. Knee-jerk reaction, like I said, it's not viscerally, super overtly, just kind of, again, knee-jerk delicious to me, but at the same time, it's got my fucking those neurons firing like crazy. So that in of itself is just a fantastic thing. Value and availability. It's Hill Farmstead. Their price point is usually pretty good. Listen, this is a couple-year-old bottle. You're probably not going to be able to find it. I got it because I want a fantasy football league. It's giving me the hiccups. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe you can find one. And leave you with, if you like what, will you like this? If you like Hill Farmstead, I know, again, it's a bit of a cop-out, but that's kind of where this one lies. They have a very distinct and unique kind of way they do things up there. It comes across in the way they do things, and it comes across in how their beers taste. And this tastes like a, Hill Farmstead funky farmhouse ale. There you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little Hill Farmstead jam right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.